Katamari Damacy was developed and published by Namco. Supposedly, the game was created due to a school project from a group called Namco Digital Hollywood Game Laboratory. Now, I had never played the game when it was first released. In fact, I had just played the game for the first time only a few months ago. It's also the first Katamari game I have ever played. I had an interest in the game since I knew it was pretty well liked by both critics and players. So what do I think of the game? Is it good, bad, or just meh? Katamari has a very simple story. Basically, the king of all cosmos gets drunk and ends up destroying all the stars and even the moon. After doing this, the people of Earth start to complain about the loss of the stars. So the king of all cosmos orders his son, the prince, to go to Earth with a Katamari ball and roll up things to make all new stars. That's basically it to the story. I mean, sure, there is a slight side story that involves two kids and their family, but it's not important. To be honest, it's more surreal and makes very little sense. I really don't mind the story being super simple. The gameplay was quite new at the time, so having a simple story made the new gameplay less intimidating. The story is just an excuse for the gameplay. Plus, they do give the king of all cosmos a lot of personality, making him very memorable and likable. Katamari Damacy has a very unique gameplay. It's kind of a puzzle game. Throughout the entire game, you will be rolling around a Katamari ball to pick up objects to get your ball bigger to pick up bigger objects. It sounds very simple, and in all honesty, it is, once you understand the controls. You see, the controls are a little awkward since you use both joysticks to move the ball. There are also some extra moves you can perform, like jumping, charge rolling, and switching what side of the ball you are on. To be honest, I really never used any of these. Mostly because I forgot jumping and switching were things that I could even do, while charge rolling was something I used very rarely because I found it kinda awkward to perform. The game is broken up into levels with two different kinds of levels. There are levels where all you have to do is get the ball to a certain size in a certain amount of time, and other levels where you were given a certain amount of time to roll up as much of a certain object as you can. All of the levels will take place in one of three different places, the first being a house, second a town, and the last being the large world. Certain levels will have you starting off being small in a house and work your way towards getting bigger and ending up in the town. There's a natural sense of progression of going from small to large that feels really satisfying, along with being able to roll up animals and vehicles that were giving you a hard time when you were smaller. You see, some of the animals and cars will run into you, and while you won't get hurt as there is no life in this game, you will however lose some objects off your ball, and will get a little disoriented. Throwing your ball can be kinda weird, like when you pick up an object that is really long that makes your ball roll weird and control weird. There are moments when I get annoyed where I can't pick up objects of a certain size even though I've already been picking up objects of the same size. In certain levels, you can roll up gift boxes that will give you items that you can use to dress up the prince in, and you can even roll up some of the prince's cousins. The cousins are unlockable characters for 2-player mode, which I actually haven't ever played. To be honest, there isn't too much more to talk about as there isn't a whole lot to the game, which isn't a bad thing as the gameplay is fun and addictive. Visually, the game looks good. It's not anything amazing, but it works. It's a simple visual style that is charming, and I do like the boxy style of the people in the game. Plus, that isn't to say there isn't some nice detail in the environments and objects in the game, because there are. The music is super great. It's easily one of the best parts of the game. Most of the music is very upbeat and catchy. It's a soundtrack that is definitely worth listening to. Katamari Damacy is a good first game to a series. It has a very simple and enjoyable gameplay, as rolling a ball around to get it bigger is actually really fun. The game is quite easy to just pick up and play whenever you want, kinda like most 2D platformers and puzzle games. However, the game lacks much variety. Katamari Damacy is a good game. While the game is fun, it's one you can only play for about an hour or two due to the lack of variety, and the game is quite short, but like I said, it is really fun to play. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I also hope you found it to be reasonably informative. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please check out my channel and subscribe if you'd like. If there's a certain PS2 game you'd like to see me cover sometime in the future, then please leave a suggestion down below. I'm MCB, the PS2 Gamer, and I'll see you guys next time.